going on, everybody? This is DaScorpion with Electronic Warfare Studios. I want to take a quick look at FIFA 13. Just had, I got the game on release, so I've had like a week or so to play around with it, and I guess I can just get started by, I guess everybody knows that the career mode has already been amped up, and it was probably one of the biggest things that got me to buy this game. Before I get any deeper, of course, I didn't buy FIFA 12, so I came from FIFA 11 to FIFA 13. So the career is a big jump up for me, either manager or player. I started off playing with a player that could eventually become a manager, which I think is kind of a cool feature to do. That way you get a little taste of both and not have to start a brand new career. The menus and everything look nice. They're pretty sleek looking. Easy to navigate. They kind of give you little descriptions of different game modes. It's pretty cool. Speaking of game modes, there seems to be plenty of additions here. Different online and solo game modes. So there's a little bit of everything for different people. Whoever like whatever you like to play around with. And if you love playing online, there's plenty of stuff online to play. If you like playing solo, there's plenty of different modes for you to play solo. So I love that they've catered to both types of people here. Just a couple of things that I noticed right off the bat. The details of the stats that whether it's during the game or after the game, I love seeing little details like that. Most importantly, or should I say, what I saw was playing in a career as a player. After the game, they kind of detail your stats as opposed to the whole team first. They show how many passes you completed, how many shots you taken, shots on target, etc. I mean, they go into some good details, which is kind of cool to see that after the game, because before you'd have to go search for it, but pretty much right after it, it's the first menu that pops up for you. One thing I did notice when I started my career, that they had already decided to loan me out. I didn't get any offers, but the fact that they put me on the table, that was pretty cool. I like the whole fact that you can switch teams during the season as opposed to waiting until the season finishes. It kind of adds to the realism of being a player. Another thing that I did notice that was still from FIFA 11, and I'm sure probably 12, is that you can still upload your songs, your playlist. You don't have to stick with just what FIFA 13 comes with. So if you have a cool playlist on your PS3, and I'm sure they do the same thing with the 360, you could upload that and just listen to that during the menus, or even I believe you can even listen to them in the stadiums and in game. I've always liked that about FIFA. I haven't really noticed that any of the other EA games or EA Sports games have that feature, but it's nice to be able to do that every once in a while. It's not like FIFA doesn't have a good song selection. I've always actually appreciated their world selection. They have a little bit from different countries, and it's really good. So it's not like I don't like the music, but after a while, the 20, 30 songs, if that many, that they have kind of wear on. So when you get to upload your own music, that's pretty cool. I know it's something probably silly or small, but to me, like, I love to be able to do that. I wish more games would actually offer you to be able to upload your own music and listen to it while you're playing. Maybe in the future more games will incorporate it. I like it as you're playing on the field. You're playing a game with your player. Once you hit certain goals, like for instance you take 10 shots on target, your player is leveling up every time. You'll see it in the top right corner. You'll see little indications of you've completed 10 long passes. Your passing skills go up so many points. It's happening as you're playing, so that's pretty cool that it's not just at the end stuff's tabulating or anything. One of the weird things that I noticed while I was playing, I guess sometimes when you score goals, some of the players will follow you for celebrations. And at times, if you're just kind of wandering around, some of the other players look kind of lost, trying to follow you. It just looks a little odd. I mean, it's nothing big. Once you start unlocking celebrations and stuff like that, I'm sure you'll get the hang of it. But at first, it was just a little awkward seeing them kind of run around in circles and stuff. Inside the career, you get a lot of emails and updates as you're going through your menus or as you're advancing and skipping dates, and that's pretty cool. Seeing things like that, it kind of makes it real. Seeing your coaches and medical staff and stats and stuff like that, kind of passing in front of you. That's pretty cool that they do that. Another thing I noticed that kind of having to deal with the same thing. Uh, Somebody comes on and starts naming off the scores of other games while you're skipping through or in your menus, which is kind of cool at first, but I would imagine that it might get a little old. So we'll see how that goes. Another thing, while you're in game, like while you're in, like, I guess in between big plays, they'll name some stats. Like, for instance, on my player, he was leading in assists. So, as they're making substitutions, the stat will come on the screen and be like, so and so leads assists in the MLS or whatever league you're in, which I think is kind of cool. Kind of adds to the presentation. I think it's pretty cool. I haven't really seen a lot of glitches. I did see one weird one at the one of the first few games I played. My guy was kind of standing still, and there was an opponent running towards me, and he didn't run through me. He actually pushed my character. My character is still standing there, just kind of like got pushed all the way. It was about a good 20 yards that my guy got pushed before I decided to move him, but it was a little weird because it looks like I was just gliding in the air. But I don't see a lot of that happening, not yet. I mean, I saw a couple other glitches that I'll probably mention as well. As far as presentation, the pregame presentation, I wasn't very moved by it. It was kind of meh to me, like, I guess they could have done a lot more. It just seems like it's rushed, and after a while it gets old because it's the same thing over and over again. So I don't know. I think they could have done a whole lot more. Customization is pretty cool on here. Even you can go in and choose to have random balls as you play. I think that's pretty cool. It kind of mix it up a little bit. Sometimes you see orange balls, blue balls, standard soccer balls out there. It's pretty cool. I mean, like I said, those little things that most people could care less. I kind of like having to be able to choose. Of course, the commentary language. Right off the bat in the game, you have two different English teams. You have a Spanish team, Mexican Spanish, should I say, and you have, I believe, a French team. I'm sure probably either, if it's not already out, later on the line they're going to have more DLC that you can get different languages. I would be surprised if they didn't. One other glitch that I noticed as far as on the menus, when you have like articles and newspaper articles and stuff like that talking about your custom player, for some reason the name of my player doesn't show up. Like, for instance, it would be like Houston Dynamo's blank, like there would be nothing there. There wouldn't even be a space. It would just say like Houston Dynamo's was the toast of the dressing room. Like, instead of saying Houston Dynamo so and so was the toast of the dressing room, there's nothing there. So I'm not sure if that's just happening to me or if other people are experiencing that. But it was a little weird at first. I wasn't even sure what I was reading, but then I started noticing more and more, and it's like the name just falls out, and I'm not too sure. It doesn't do it with any of the other pre-made players that are on the game. It's literally just with my custom pro player. And so one thing that I did notice that never happened in FIFA 11 was you can actually get substituted out. I noticed in FIFA 11, no matter how tired my player got, I would never get substituted out. So, I mean, I would have to be playing with zero energy. But that's not the case here. Your player gets subbed out, and basically what happens is you just take full control of the team that you're with. So you don't stick with one player anymore. Once you're out, you take the whole team on control. So I thought that was pretty cool, pretty interesting. Kind of adds a little realism, so you're not out there just running around on fumes or whatever. And another glitch that I noticed later on, my player's game face, the whole thing that I downloaded and added to my player just wasn't there anymore. One day I loaded it up, had a totally different skin tone, different face. I think it was probably just a generic one that was on there. So I had to go back into my player and re-download it and add it back on. Um, it wasn't that hard to go back and do it. I mean, it's pretty easy, but the fact that it disappeared after I've already had it, and that was a little weird seeing that just go away. And also, like, my player, like, pretty much from his chin down was like maroon. His whole skin was maroon too. When the animation of being substituted played out, I was a little freaked out. I didn't know what was going on. At first, I thought he was wearing long sleeves, but that wasn't the case when they got close to him. His whole body was pretty much maroon, and that was the only time I've ever seen anything that crazy. But overall, you know what, the game is very smooth, very fluid. The gameplay's nice. The whole collision thing. I mean, it's very cool to see them implement more realism into the game. I love the way it plays. Even the passing. It just seems like the AI is smarter when you throw, lobs or lead passes to them. They seem to react better to them than previous FIFAs. So I'm sure they've probably amped up the AI quite a bit, and I like to see things like that. That I'm able to do a little bit more creative passing, and that they react properly to it. So, overall, I'm really liking what I see so far. And like I said, I've only had a little over a week to play it, and that's not even full time because I mean, this is a side thing for us, and I don't get so many hours to play, but I'm liking what I see so far. I'm definitely thinking about jumping into some online stuff, hopefully in the near future. But as far as what I see, I'm liking it. I'm digging it. I can't wait to dive in deeper into the career mode and see what other features I'll be able to play with. Anyways, that's pretty much it for as far as FIFA 13. But thanks for joining us, guys, and hope to see you guys soon.
Here's David Beckham.